of America was very different. The Native Americans, or the American Indians, whichever you'd like to call them, were made up of very many tribes. Especially in Texas, there were many, many different kinds of tribes in Texas. One thing they did in their culture was called buffalo hide art, and the women wore geometric patterns. The men wore, and this is what it looked like when they would wear it. The woman's version featured some geometric patterns like this. And they would wear those to promote fertility in their tribe, and different things like that expressed, different things within the tribe. And the men would wear, like during the winter time, they would have the fluffy side down to keep them warm. And this hide part they would decorate with a variety of painting and different techniques. The paints that they used were made up of like crushed berries and things like that to make pigments for their paints. This is an example of what a male buffalo hide looked like. You see the horses, and it looks like, it appears there's some teepees. It appears maybe they're, fighting with a different tribe, because there's some teepees here. And also here's another one that would be an example of a man's buffalo hide art. And what we're going to do today is we're actually going to make our own buffalo hide art. And I have some examples that I made earlier. Here is an example of a female tribal pattern, like a geometric pattern. And this is an example of what a male's would look like. You see it's kind of telling a story. We've got somebody playing an instrument, maybe some corn and some different, animal footprints. And what we're going to do today is you're actually going to make one. So I have one pre-made for you, and I'm going to give you all the things that you're going to need. We've got markers in here, and we've also got we've got pencil, just a sharpener, whatever you need. We've got some different art supplies in here. And all you're going to do is you're going to make a gender appropriate. So are you going to do a geometric pattern, or are you going to do a story, just depending on your gender? So that's what we're going to do today.
I would like to do a geometric pattern.
The rain stick was a part of their religious life, about their how they communicated with the gods, and they would shape the rain stick that they made, and they felt like that was how they summoned the gods to help it rain, and make the earth in balance and everything like that. So they believed that's what they believed. So they would make a stick maybe similar to this, and they would shake it. They would dance and sing, and it was a big part of life for them, for the Native Americans. And what we're going to do today is we're going to have you make your own rain stick. So here's the materials you'll need. This is a mailer's tube that I just cut in half. And here's some little circles. Here is your glue. Okay. What I'm going to have you do first is put a layer of glue around the edge of one of your circles for me. Okay. Okay, and after you are done with that, you're going to just put it in the middle of your mail tube. I've got an extra here so I can kind of show you. You'll just put it in the middle here and kind of crimp it. Yeah, perfect. You can do it that way or you can do it from the top. It's just up to you. Might be a little easier to do it from the other way though. Alrighty. And then you'll get your rubber band and you'll put it around the very rim of it so it'll hold on there until the glue dries. Alright, perfect. Now what we're going to do, we're going to get some foil. Just turn it upside down to where the top is facing. There you go. And we're just going to get some foil. And you're going to make a snake with it. You're just going to lightly crimp it with your hands.
Do I roll it?
No, just kind of crimp it. Kind of, yeah, perfect. You're going to make a long, skinny snake. But don't crimp it too hard. Leave it a little bit loose. There you go. And you're going to curl it around your hand. Yes, perfect. Now you're going to kind of separate the curl. There you go. And you'll stick it down in there. You'll put it. It's fine if it doesn't fit at first because it's flexible. So, and then we're going to do that. Repeat that process with these two. You might have to stick your arm in there and kind of push it down just a tiny bit. Okay, you're gonna curl. There you go. Perfect. You're good at this. You're good. All right. Now I just have to. There you go. Okay. Yeah. All right, and just one more. And then we'll be done with that part. This is going to help disperse the popcorn because you're going to put popcorn in there next. It's going to help keep those popcorn kernels separated so they don't sound just like a big clonk, clonk, clonk. It's going to make it where it diffuses those kernels. Okay, and we're just I'm gonna give you that and just open up one end and just pour those kernels in there.
Just like the corner?
Just open up a corner and just pour them in there. It's okay if you spill a few.
Is this real popcorn?
It is real popcorn. Okay. Might get a little messy, but we can pick it up, no problem. Alright, good job, awesome. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to repeat the same step that we bound the end. You're just going to put glue around the edges. You need help opening the stick?
I think I got it.
Alright, awesome. Okay. Alrighty. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put it on there, kind of crumple it around the edges, and here's your rubber band for your other end. Alrighty. Just set that over there. If you get it to where it's longer on one side than it is on the other, it doesn't matter because we're going to cover that. Alrighty, perfect. So now we're going to get this outer piece, and that's going to go around the whole thing. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to have you put some glue right here, and then down just a little bit on the edges, maybe about an inch or so. And then you'll stick it on there. Well, actually, it'll be this end. Around this seam, then you'll stick it on there wrap it around and do it to the next seam and glue it down. And you're gonna, from about here, from about where the rubber bands are. And we'll just leave the rubber bands on. They'll just be under the paper.
So the paper goes over.
The paper's gonna go over the rubber bands.
Oh, okay.
We could let the glue dry first and then do that, but today we're, kind of in a rush lesson, so we wanna save time. But, yeah, you can do around all 4 edges, or just 2, it's up to you. But the long seam is the one you're concerned about, is the one you want to glue on.
This part?
The long seam. But you can do it around all 4 edges, it'll make it stick better. Sometimes that glue doesn't stick very well, so we have a plan B, and we can put some tape on there. If it doesn't stick all the way, but it should since you glued all 4 corners. Alrighty. Might be the easiest if you lay your stick flat, like on the table there, and there you go. That way you can line it up easier. Alright, perfect. I'm going to get some pieces of tape so we don't have to wait for that glue to dry. Alrighty. Now, I'm just going to tear a few pieces of tape off, and you can just tape the seam there. Alrighty. Okay, now is one of my favorite parts, is the decorating. Alrighty, so we've got some wood beads here. Instead of colorful beads, I think the Native Americans would use more wooden beads because they really didn't have, the plastic beads back then. They had more beads made out of wood and dried berries, nuts, things like that. So you can just pick, whatever kind of beads that you want to play with. And the beads we're going to put on twine. And you see, like on the example, we're just going to have just a piece of twine, and I have twine here, and I have some safety scissors for you to cut with, and you're more than welcome to take that off, it'll hold. Alright, your rain stick is looking really good, by the way. And you just get some,
Enough to tie around.
you want enough to tie around, and you want to have enough to hang down, and it can hang down as low or as high as you want it to. I tied my string twice so that it would stay. And I also have some feathers here. And what I did was